we'll see.
Lycan.
Yeah.
Alliances.
We got a draft to talk about, man. We got a fun one to talk about. What is that? Tree and Protector was the first pick, Veno, Spiritbreaker, then a Clockwork, and then we had Batrider and a Skywrath, and we got a Lycan coming out for Cloud. I'm loving this hero more and more the more we're seeing it lately.
10 seconds.
The Lycan?
remaining.
Yeah, the Lycan especially.
It's fun. I mean, all I remember is the first fight that I really saw Lycan in at Kiev was nighttime, and they were in like the dire jungle, and it lasted forever. He got 2 or 3 howls off, and every one of them was so huge. Like it's literally plus 400 HP at night when it's max level. It's an insane team fight ability, and it's super underrated. So I'm liking seeing it picked up too. It speeds up the tempo a little of the game, and pairs really nicely with the Veno as far as matching their pace and just a really explosive mid game.
Yeah, Veno obviously set to have a lineup more in the middle lane, you'd figure. They got the Spiritbreaker Roamer, Batrider, and they're going to finish this off with a support act. It's not often we see a 5-position support as a final pick for a team. But Cloud9 is setting up to do that. Now, it's not 100% guaranteed, I guess. I mean, could you see it any other way? Maybe run a Veno support, I guess, isn't out of the question.
Could be. I mean, for a very little while, we saw Venos grabbing an Iron Talon and basically taking to the jungle at level 1, and they'd be ran kind of as a support. But I don't think we're going to see something like that. I think it'll be a mid Veno. But it's weird to see the Veno picked up before the other mid laner then. Like, that was a very early Veno pick. And I want to talk about this Skywrath out of Alliance. I mean, this is an NA hero. Complexities are in it. Freedom kind of made a name on themselves for it. Eagle is arguably one of the better Skywraths in the world, but we don't see it much outside of there. Most places seem to think it's a little weak. It's not quite enough damage to be a roamer. It doesn't have any actual hard CC, so it kind of gets left by the wayside. But if this Skywrath can get ahead, it does a ton of damage.
Yeah, now there's a couple things to that, because as you said, it's when it comes to crowd control, he's not necessarily going to be the best against the Lycan per se. Only have the silence really against him, not going to do too much. But on the other side of it, they picked up a Lycan into a Clockwork, and I'm a little concerned about that for the idea of the Lycan pick, because Clockwork, you could argue, is one of the better heroes against a hero like because of cogs, the effect that even with the BKB, if he traps him inside, he still needs to, chew on through it. And sure, he may kill the Clockwork, but if Clockwork has a blade mail, then all of a sudden, he doesn't want to do that. So Clockwork is, I feel like, a really good hero against Lycan. I'm not saying it should have deterred them ultimately to not pick it up, but it's definitely going to be an issue of sorts for the Lycan, I feel like.
Yeah, it definitely can be. I think the best way they could fix it would be something like a Leshrac on Cloud9's side, because if he's standing near Lycan, if anything goes wrong with Clock, all he has to do is stun an Edict, and it's just going to add so much damage that it should tip the scale in Lycan's favor. And in reality, if Lycan's ahead enough, he can kind of just ignore the clock. Punching through the cogs is not a big deal once you have a couple points up in Feral Impulse, and you're getting that huge HP regen. And most Lycans are going to go something like Treads Vlad's. I'm curious to see. The big question is, does he go Necrobook? The item's been very contested lately. It used to be a staple. Necronomicon was absolutely get 100% on Lycan. We saw that kind of fall to the wayside though, because Necrobook gives your team, or the enemy team, a ton of gold when they kill it, and it doesn't really seem to be that useful in pushing towers anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if he forgoes that build.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting one, because I'm having trouble thinking back to the Kiev Major. I know we saw this hero again. I believe he's like he won 5 out of 6 games, if I remember correctly. And I want to say at least one of those games he might have gone Necro, but in these I've seen him a couple times recently in these Zodak qualifiers, and he didn't go Necro either one of those games. Instead, you mentioned the Vlad's very good, but even the Mask of Madness, we saw one of the games, or the Armlet, of course. That style of build is very aggressive battle build early on. Something to look out for.
Yeah, and if you don't need him to necessarily scale and be this late game hyper carry, stuff like Armlet Vlad's Medallion is just a really strong run at you build, or Armlet Mom Medallion, same concept, where you get this nice power spike at 20-30 minutes, where you were the strongest hero in the game by a long shot. But it's going to be a little hard into the PA. They don't have an easy way to break the blur. Lycan really does not want to go MKB.
That's a good point,
Reserve
actually. Yeah, and I
time.
don't know if there's obviously not really much that can help with that as a final pick here, you figure.
Radiant
that's
team pick.
Poor
Not
option.
anything that instantly comes to mind by any means.
Alchemist. We're going to see some Limp Alchemist here, most likely, from Alliance. So it is going to be the support Skywrath Mage in the end. Again, a hero that definitely has potential to be perhaps even a mid, but
10 seconds.
lining up more of
remaining.
the support instead. Are you disappointed to see that even, or is that maybe
5
expected?
seconds remaining.
It's what I'd expect. I'm a little disappointed, sure, but it's the normal role for it. It's
Reserve
definitely more
time.
expected. I'm curious who's going to get the farm priority, if it's going to be Tree or Skywrath. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of games where Tree gets the Tranquils, kind of stagnates, and then,
10
on a good day he gets
seconds
Blink, and a bad day he saves till 900 gold and buys a gem. And kind of feels really ineffective. It is a support Veno, though.
Okay, they are going to run the support Veno. Yeah, that's... You notice how my voice, my influx kind of went up a little bit with the idea of the support Veno, because I've never... I know you mentioned the idea of the jungling. We've seen that before. Hani comes to mind from NIP now. We've seen that when you get the Iron Talon. You jungle quite a bit, and it could definitely work, but a support hero with the intention of not having the greatest lockdown or even initiation presence is always kind of makes me go a little bit. Now the Venomous Scale, of course, in the nice slow, and then obviously when it comes to team fights, he's going to be solid for that. And you could argue maybe they have good lockdown around him, but yeah, he just doesn't seem like the strongest support, I guess is what I'm getting.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
10 seconds.
There was a period of time
remaining.
where no one went stuns, where you'd try to get Abaddon
5
first pick,
seconds remaining.
and you just run this huge tempo lineup that was 5 people on a tower, no stuns, and if you want to stop us pushing the tower, you got to go on us. And then they just use this huge amount of pressure to win their fights and take objectives. This isn't quite to that extent. They have some good CC in Spirit Breaker that pierces BKB. They've got some in OD, just Astral Imprisoning stuff. So they've got enough here that their team fight doesn't look extremely bad. And Alliance didn't pick an insanely team fight heavy team by any means either. PA is all single target. Alchemist takes forever before he wants to really fight. We've seen that while Tree offers a ton of CC, he offers almost no damage. So yeah, these are some interesting lineups. Let's just say that it's very, very bizarre out of both teams.
Yeah.
I gotta say I'm slightly favoring Alliance though. I don't know if there's going to be enough pressure put on the Alchemist early game to stop that quick armlet radiance from coming out, and from there the world's his oyster.
That also makes me kind of wonder if Cloud9 had the intentions of running this Veno as a support from the beginning, or if this was a reaction, maybe OD pick in that final spot. They saw the Alchemist coming out, and perhaps would you say OD fares pretty well against the Alch, and be a matchup favor there.
Overall, I mean, I think they both do fine. OD used to destroy Alch, extremely destroy Alch, but now that Astral's cast range at level 1, 2, 3 is so bad,
Yeah.
what I'm really curious to see is if he only goes 1 point in Astral. We've seen some ODs start doing this where they'll only have 1 point in Astral pretty much to self-cast it on themselves. They're not really using it to harass, and then they max Arcane Orb and the passive Essence Aura very early on, and it does so much damage. Like, filthy amounts of damage.
See what he decides to go for here again in the hands of
30
Baby Knight.
seconds to battle.
For Cloud9, that is their middle player, of course. Yeah, Ace going back to him as well, playing the Lycan here. This is I feel in general this team, and Ace as a carry player, they definitely run some interesting stuff when it comes to the lineup. So I guess seeing maybe a little bit unorthodox of a lineup from them isn't necessarily the most radical thing ever. But definitely do that here somewhat, again, with the support Veno coming out. And Bat Rider charging on in. He's going to take the Arcane Bolt to the face as he goes on in right there, but dropping a half life. But they're trying to steal this rune, and they don't even steal the rune, and now kind of an awkward spot. However, as I say that, OD puts under the PA. Still wants to skull to Bat Rider. They're trying to get the kill first all on Treated Protection. They will make it happen. And has to do Ron going to continue to run. He has that win lace for the Moose Beak. Going for the turn kill on a Hanskin now, and they're going to take him out as well. Has to show Ron stays alive.
Ooh,
Never mind, the dagger will finish the job at least.
that dagger was
Alliance.
so close. If PA didn't have a Blightstone already at level 1, they wouldn't have gotten that kill even at all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the end, it ends up being almost break even, because Johannesson fan actually made a great play pushing the Lycan off the bounty rune as well. So they got 3 of the 4, and then ended up picking a big kill up on PA.
How about this aggressive choice, though? They got the Spirit Break here and the Bat Rider up here coming up from the Radiant side. You know, Skywrath, he does have good harassment with that Arcane Bolt as mentioned. Now you got the Invis. Ninja's guys from Dream Protector. He's going to open onto the Bat Rider. Arcane Bolt coming at it. Shouldn't be enough for the kill, but yeah, they're choosing to go aggressive here from Cloud. Now, obviously, it's a good start with the 2-1, but is this going to work out in the long run, you think?
I mean, Hestejo has to have 2. At this point, you got to just wait. Once Firefly and Napalm come online, you do a ton of damage, but that level 1 was just a battle of attrition. No one did anything, basically. They right-clicked each other and committed to not running away. So overall, I don't mind it, but yeah, that would have been a kill on Hestejo there without the Spirit Breaker charge stopping the last tree auto.
Still remains alive, popping the shrine, and trying to regroup from that. You got Baby Nine continues to use that Astral Imprisonment for harassment here on the Alchemist mid. But so far, Alchemist, you know, going at it. It's the even fight here on the CS battle again. Just about 2 minutes into the game now, so.
Yeah, it'll be even for a while.
It.
I don't see that lane going too crazy. Bat is in so much trouble.
Oh yeah, he is. He's trying to fly away, being level 2 now, but it's not to be enough. Sledge even does not save him, and you see Spirit Breaker. He was setting us if you look if he may play mid, more so the rune. Unfortunately, it doesn't spawn there. Instead, it's bought him. And regen. Oh, that's a good timing regen.
Oh man.
Likes that.
Oh jeez, Limp. I'm a little confused by C9's choice to make Venno buy everything to start the game. I get you want the extra items, the extra gold on your Spirit Breaker, but Venno just having a Talon here changes the early game so disgustingly much. Like this camp would already be dead. He'd be looking at the next one.
This is definitely going to be a slow start here for Rise. Obviously, using those level 1 Plague Wards to his best, but as you said, in level 1, it's not necessarily going to kill them off too quickly. And he is feeling that. 8th is going 1v1 against Clockwork, but this is a matchup you figure Jonas Fan loves. In fact, he's doing some good damage to the Lycan right here. Even takes a Cogs push, and one more auto attack. Even the battery all tick. It's going to be enough. Jonas Fan gets a solo kill at the bottom lane. That goes to that Clockwork versus Lycan matchup, man.
He's so fast. Yeah, no, just got caught in the cogs. That's the problem. And as we were saying, this Lycan is in a rough spot unless he's ahead. And when he's left 1v1 this entire lane, he's not going to be ahead at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's not liking life apparently, because he went way too deep right there. And he will go down in the end. So yeah, that was a very ambitious dive on a Tonskin. Fortunately, no follow-up really.
Yeah, this is pretty sloppy out of Cloud9.
Mentioned they haven't been playing in many events just yet, from what I can tell, so maybe that's kind of kicking in. A little bit. Limp is being gone on by Spirit Breaker. Another OD Astral Imprisonment. 10 more seconds. Those orbs doing damage, but he's going to get to the shrine.
He still needs team to rotate in.
Yeah, just Noyo now. Harass him, take more damage, but he should survive this. Yeah, it's just a matter of how much damage can he do before he backs off.
In before 6 bash procs, and he doesn't get a move in.
Yeah, no.
Alright. So, early laning phase. Basically, the Lotus story. Gets 3 kills. Still even on CS with the Lycan. It's a pretty good start.
Yeah, again, I gotta say that I don't know if it's just, like, no changes necessarily happen to Clockwork, but I feel like post-Kiev, for whatever reason, this hero Clockwork is really being a very value pick for so many teams. And Alliance, again, kind of use that here. Like I said, Jonas Fan getting the kill on a Lycan, and mentioned he's level 5, soon to be level 6, and that's where those aggressive plays are going to continue to come in from the Clockwork. And looking to set them up, I'm sure.
Clock is just super meta dependent. The harder it is to survive in the offlane, the better Clockwork tends to do in the meta, because he can pretty much always get experience. He's getting creeps by pushing cogs to just stop creep waves, and then getting creeps pushed under his tower, getting some XP, and doesn't need any items to be one of the most effective level 6 offlaners in the game. So if the offlane becomes hard, which it did pretty much right after 7.0, then this is kind of what you start seeing Clock rise back into power.
Yeah. By the way, top lane, there's a lot of back and forth up here. They want to face down the tree and protect it. The dust comes out. They'll settle for this because they dove PA initially, but they did a good job keeping him alive. PA trying to get a turn kill. He goes in deep. Loda, he's going bust to the wall, baby, but he might be in trouble himself now because of this. Loda's going to end up falling. The evasion's not enough, and Hestajal Rotten will survive, and now Hanskin, it's his turn. Charges back in, maybe get a bash proc right here. Yep, there you go. 17%. Just a lucky boy noise.
Alright, this game's just gonna be a bloodbath. Both teams are content to just throw all their buttons at people. This is nuts.
Well, they're living up to the first. I don't know if you got the chance to really watch much of the first series there, but it was.
I did not.
Mouse versus Pro Dota there. It was pretty back and forth, and let's just say a little bit of some 3-2-2 moments at points as a result, but they made it entertaining to say the least.
I mean, that's Pro Dota to a T, though.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Mouse Sports was one making it a little bit more in that series, and Pro Dota winning that one 2-0 actually. So something. Yeah. I noticed you didn't see the result there. Yeah. That was they deserved it though, and they've been looking decent lately. So
Dire's top tower is
Lycan
under
level
attack.
6 doesn't have a shapeshift just yet, and actually he does have the 1 point into hell. So bringing up that, Zero, I'm curious what you think on this. Now, I've seen it get a couple of Lycans recently. We've seen ones where he maxes out Howl first. We've seen others where he doesn't even get Howl and just gets the Wolves and the Feral Impulse with the greedy build. Is this kind of a build you like? As less obvious middle lane, Baby Knight might be in some trouble right here. OD puts himself under. He's gonna be enough to live though. The battery's all sending these Eclipse. He says, I'm taking you with me. It's not even gonna happen though. And Jonas the fan. Maybe that living armor gonna mitigate a little bit of damage. Elzora's missing the uphill, but eventually does him in. So it will be a 1-for-0 turn for the OD there.
Yeah, the build out of Lycan, I think it's mostly a product of the lane. When the lane's really hard, you tend to not max all your maximum Feral Impulse for the regen, and it improves your one-on-one ability so much. That bonus damage ramps really, really hard. So I think you just kind of had to. The clock was destroying him too much. You say, all right, sorry team, can't get all yet.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What is it? 100 heal at level 1 at nighttime at least, so not bad. Activate that when need be. Oh, and speaking of that, he made to use it soon as Clockwork's running him down. I'm gonna take the bounty rune from him. Doesn't have hook shot though.
Yeah.
Can't
So,
click, yeah.
Baby Knight did go the build I was talking about. Took the 1 point Astral straight into just let's get some damage in orb, and that's where we saw it pay off, was that last fight. That was how he had the damage to bring them down. Get the clock kill. Oh no, the hook shot hit neutrals.
Did it? Yeah, I was wondering about that because I caught it like right after he used it. That's unfortunate for Jonas fan. Now he'll be fine at least, but
Yeah,
wanted that kill on Lycan.
there's like 6 different fronts going on this map now. Hestadil Rotten has literally just, although he's died twice up here, look at how much pressure he put on top lane. There's no tower here anymore.
You're right.
Like, he's just abusing this offlane so much, and it forced the Loda already out of lane. Loda decided to go 1v1 versus the Lycan, and yeah, I mean the tempo here from C9's been very good, even if they were struggling a little bit getting kills.
Well,
Rise.
trying to find another one on the rise. Yeah, he'll put the Poison Nova out actually. He's level 6, man. That's pretty big. Jonathan Fan could be falling as a result of this. Good job TPing out, realizing that he had to get the hell on out of it at that point. Ace, meanwhile, coup de grace proc initially with the stifling dagger. Can he maybe get another one off Loda? They need that vision. He can see him. That should be a kill. He's going to find him. And there's the dagger to finish the job. Gets the coup de grace proc right there. Speaking of being lucky. Hanskin, meanwhile, he will fall in return. And now, actually, Loda is going to try to make his way out with the Phantom Strike. But they're going to catch him. The bash comes out, and he will end up falling in return. So, not the best dive in hindsight there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would have been way worse without that coup de grace.
Probably would have lived, actually. Good point. No hook shot middle lane. OG gets caught. Astro Prisma, he can't get it off just yet. The battery saw causing issue. Standing these Eclipse is not going to save him. No turn kill to be had there. And yeah, that's just, again, I love this hero, man. I really hope we start seeing more of this because not only is he proven to be a good one, but it's honestly just fun to watch as Clockwork.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he just changes the game so much because we're not waiting till 30-40 minutes till everybody has a blink dagger and their initiation tools. Clock's just like, I'm 6, let's go.
Battery assault is so strong, man.
That's a lot
like
of damage.
between the damage that it does, which is insane itself, but the constant stopping of casting animations. I mean, you see right there, OD couldn't even, do anything at that point other than just accept death because of it. So,
yeah,
such a valuable tool.
Whenever clock goes into meta, if I'm ever working with a team, one thing I'll make them do is go into practice mode, spawn a clockwork, and practice cast spells in cogs with battery assault. Because if you stop cancel spells properly, you can get some spells off you normally think you could. Lena's Light Strike Array is probably the most notable one. Super long cast animation, but if you cast it perfectly, it will go off between battery assault charges.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Middle tower has fallen.
Beat dove right there, but now Noya's the one that needs to be careful. Stepping dagger. No coup de grace initially this time, but eventually gets with an auto attack, and Noya just doing his best to survive. He does have an urn and magic stick charges. He will pop those right there and stay alive.
EGM wanted overgrowth. He started the animation and thought better of it.
And not worth it. If you want to waste that footage at that point. So he'll hold on. Speaking of clockwork, guess what? He's getting another kill. On a rise right here. The living armor is also something we can't underestimate either. I constantly see that being applied to targets that are going in. And that's obviously a huge battle right here. This is a very ambitious lasso. I mean, there's no one really nearby. I guess Spearburger was charging in, but not really there, so.
Yeah, this is where C9's lineup starts to feel a little awkward. Your Bat Rider has lasso. When you lasso someone, you want to burst them, right? You want them to be dead or close to dead by the end of lasso, and there's so low burst damage on this Radiant side. Lycan just wants to right-click you 3 or 4 times. OD, I mean, yeah, we've seen ODs burst people, but that's like 5-6 items into the game. And just nothing really to do after you lasso a target. And usually that'd mean the late game is in their favor, but I don't think it is. Like, you have a PA and an Alch. The PA will always be able to delete OD if she's at enough, and the Alchemist is going to stop so much of the pressure from Lycan when he's trying to push once the core items come online.
Yeah, he already has his armlet, the Radiance. He has 2,800 gold saved up, so he's getting there. Pretty nice timing here from Limp. Ace top lane, he's in a lot of trouble. He does have that shapeshift, but he's going to need to squeak on out of here, and it looks like he's going to do just that. He's level 4 Wolves, so they do have the invis, and he's kind of using that as a scouting tool, as you would expect. But now he's going to be found right here to the span. As that hook shot getting lined up, he's putting the wolf behind him. Good job right there. Going to go for the shapeshift, but they just run him down. And comes the ulti from the Skywrath Mage as well, and that's more than enough for the kill. The overgrowth just in case right there.
Yeah, you're definitely committing that overgrowth. There's no reason to give him even a chance to get out of that. There haven't been any real 5v5 team fights in this. It's like when I see an Enigma not use Black Hole on a single target, and then the target gets away. I just get so upset. It's like we're 10 minutes into this game. Just use your buttons.
Just commit it, yeah.
Yeah, really well done. It's huge to stop the Lycan. He's got that Mask of Madness online, going for the armlet. Slowing him down at all is just basically buying space for your PA and your Alchemist.
Okay, interesting. He did choose to go that first, as you mentioned right there, yeah. So he had the armlet toggled up that whole time, but goes to the haste purchased. Wants to finish that Mask of Madness first, at least.
And he may be looking to go. He may be going to look to take an early Roshan.
Okay.
If you go that early Mom and you micro your wolves well, it basically lets you do Rosh right away.
We'll take that. Boom, there it goes.
Once again, I know he's a sacrificial support a lot of the times. It's just kind of the role that he plays, but man, he is struggling for any kind of farm, and he's going to be found right here. Struggle will continue. Nice imprisonment on a clockwork, but how's he going to survive throughout this as well? Able to get the silence off onto OD. Noya will finish the job, but now he is deep. And on in there, clockwork hook shot. That's going to miss, unfortunately. But they should be able to get a pick back here onto the Spearbreaker. Well placed with the cogs there. Cutting off his teammates apart.
This just feels like a pub. It really does. There have been very few coordinated movements. Very few macro plays. It seems more like everyone's doing their own thing, and if they happen to run into an enemy or an ally, then they press their buttons. And that's not to take anything away from the teams. It's just kind of how this game has evolved. But yeah, this is some strange Dota.
Yeah, it's not the cleanest Dota for sure. Yeah, and we see bad
Hans
dive in right here, and man, these struggles. No living armor. That living armor though, man.
When you max that first, it's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Bottom lane though.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Monik's clock right here, but again, he has a blade mail, so and now with the living armor applied, good luck chasing him down. So he'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's you look at the lockdown, Lap was on cooldown. They were not going to kill that Clockwork, so.
Yeah, it was a good call, though, because initially the aggression was from the clock. He got a Cog's battery assault on the Ace, and Ace instantly recognized, I'm not fighting this with the Blade Mail. Him and the Wolves busted out very quickly out of the Cogs.
Yeah. Level 5, they say screw it, we'll just group up and push. Hal, it's only level 1, but it's still doing quite a bit. It is nighttime currently, only 10 more seconds. If he can get, he won't be able to get it off again, unfortunately. Nighttime, but they're going to go for Phantom Assassin. Off the bat, evasion's kicking in somewhat, but it's not going to be enough. Down goes Loda, and that is the lasso initiation that you're looking for, 100%. C9.
Yeah, that's wonderful, and the timing is perfect. Alchemist just picked up his Radiance. He needs another couple more minutes.
They want to fight, though. They really want to fight this. He put the imprisonment on himself from OD. He is in a bad spot. Loda is not up, though. That could be key right here. Silence applied to the OD. He'll survive, though, in the back line. Venomancer is picked up, but he did his job. He got the Poison Nova off right here. Bat Rider trying to finish off Clockwork before the Wolves coming in, but not enough. Again, that Living Armor doing work, but now Baby Knight, he is back in. Puts the imprisonment onto the tree, and this tree protector definitely in a lot of trouble himself. Gonna maybe get an invis in time. Nope, it might not be enough. The charge on in, there's a dust just in case, and they get the kill, but Loda's back, baby. He's gonna do some damage, and with the Silence and the Mystic Flare down, it goes OD and has to run. He needs to run, but the coup de grace from the daggers will stifle him down. Now Spirit Breaker, can he make an escape some way somehow? He's gonna charge on through, so see you later. Oh, Clockwork. Oh my god, Clockwork. Oh! If we can get a range with the Cogs, that would have been beautiful.
Yeah, would have been cool to see. But, I mean, at least they got the tree. They didn't even take the tower. That's the biggest thing in that. They wanted that T1 before the Alchemist's Radiance got online and the items started flowing in afterward. And now they might have missed the mark. The farm is going to just absolutely explode here on Limp. And towers are going to get a lot harder to take. They already were coupled with tree armor, but as the South gets bigger, the counter pressure gets bigger and bigger, and you never get to a position where your creeps are just hitting a tower naturally. So it's going to be a lot harder for C9 to execute the roster they wanted to. The Veno pressure and the Lycan pressure are going to get alleviated a ton once Alp gets a little further along, you know, where we start seeing the fake Naga build.
Those Aghanims too. Now, again, that's still a ways off, but I kind of wonder, who do you give the Aghanims first? Is it that Treant? Your alliance
More
here?
than likely. It's a tough choice between that and Clockwork.
Yeah.
It depends on what you want to do in this game, because all of Alliance has pretty low cooldowns. They're pretty much able to fight constantly. Between Unstable Concoction and Acid Spray and PA, just nothing has a cooldown, really. Then if you give it to Clock, you're able to fight a lot more often. But yeah, just donating eggs to the tree is pretty nice.
Jump right here again onto Loda. PA, his supporting cast is not really the closest. Gonna maybe Phantom Strike away. He can initially. He's gonna burn down. It looks like in the background though. Mystic Flare on a Phantom Rider will take him out. Phantom Assassin doesn't have falling, but Overgrowth locks out a couple. Venomancer included. He can't even get the Poison Nova off because of the silence. That's a big silence right there. He gets that Poison Nova off. That's gonna do plenty. But now Jonathan Benny's like, oh, hello, OD. I'll take you. Gets the stun, and oh, he will get the kill. That's OD again. A very ambitious play on his part. And now Ace is trying to run here.
This is not what you want to see when Limp isn't ready to fight yet. This is the point where an Alk says, give me 2 more minutes, guys. And in reality, they're winning these team fights before this Alk is really online. And Alliance looks firmly in the driver's seat at this point.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It seems almost odd that they're as... It's just not going to stop me. It has the Rotten going in. But again, it's just the smartest move. Jonathan Fan standing there with that Blade Mail. Now over now, Jonathan Fan going to be slowed down by the Venomous Scale. Loda is coming back in, though. And yeah, I don't know if this is the best for C9. It feels like they're kind of really trying to force this, and especially Rise. Force tap away. Not going to save him in the end. Poison Nova only hit Alchemist right there, I believe. Yeah, so they even lose one, trying to kill Clockwork. But it goes back to, they're getting, that's the second time they picked off PA in pretty decent fashion, yet the fight just falls apart for them. Despite that.
Yeah, it comes back to them not quite having the damage. Between Living Armor just making huge saves and making it hard to finish somebody off, and the fact that like now there's a Radiance Alchemist, whereas if his ult's running, I don't really know how they kill him. The only way I can see them killing him is like the OD getting a bunch of int stolen and dropping at huge sanities, because they don't have the damage, and with that extra regen coming out of Alk, this pick is brilliant. They just have no answer on the side of C9.
Feel like it, Baby Knight. He's going to try to continue the farm.
Odie has a Yasha.
I was just about to say that too. I like, obviously he's going Manta. I mean, to get rid of the Tree Protector Overgrowth, I think it's the key there. Or actually the silence as well, yeah. That's been an issue, to be fair.
And again, Disjoint loaded daggers. I mean, there's a ton of uses for it this game, but...
The Phantom strikes.
That's kind of my question here. Is it really more value than just going BKB?
That's a good point, actually. I didn't think of it from that perspective. Because, yeah, BKB just feels like a better item on it, too. Yeah, your Manta style just feels off on an OD. Non-agility hero, for that matter. Synergy's not really there the best. I mean, it will be a little more armor, of course, on top of that, so maybe that.
Yeah, and the attack speed helps ramp up your Arcane Orbs faster, too. It's a ton of attack speed overall. Yeah. But, again, yeah, it just feels kind of strange. Oh!
The Overgrowth right as Lycan ran in. It was a tarp all along. Noya, he's now in trouble, too, as he tried to follow up, maybe save the day, but Loda's just going to run him down, and Stifling Dagger followed by a couple attacks should do him in. Batrider pulls on Anskin to the cliff right here, trying to finish the job, and a TP out, not going to be enough. That's Duran, well, at least get the kill on the end, so. But they lose 2 key heroes. They give up the Aegis to Alchemist in this case, and Alliance. Thought about this as being almost like pub-like feeling. I gotta say, it feels like Alliance is definitely starting to pick it up a bit, though. At least, and they are looking pretty good now.
Yeah, they're kind of rethinking what they're doing here, going more objective focused, and it's paying off huge. C9 understands with this lineup, they have to be doing this kind of fights. If they're fighting all the time and losing the fights, it's bad, but they don't really have a backup plan. They can't farm this game out to 60 minutes. It's not really going to end well for them. So doing what they have to do to try to be in this game, and Alliance doing a good job of taking these chaotic team fights in giant quotations.
This kind of goes back to, now I know this is a little bit of hindsight, sure, but personally I've always been such a huge fan of the Howl idea of Lycan, and the fact that it's not even maxed out yet, and there's already been so many skirmishes that have happened. It's 21 to 15 hero kills. That is such a strong ability amidst team fights, especially level 4. Not only what it does, but then the cooldown being down to 40 seconds, being able to use it a little more frequently. I'm not saying that's the reason why they're losing this game necessarily, but again, it just feels a little off to me when we ever see a Lycan not getting that Howl. There's so much battle going on.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I think he's put himself in a rough spot, maybe overreacted to the laning stage. Could have gone like a 2-2-2 build to start it off and then gone back for Max Howl or something, but they do find EGM. That's a start. Get some a little bit of pressure alleviated here.
Manta style, no, he's changing it now. So now he just has a Yasha instead. Now he's going to BKB. It's almost like he heard you.
Ghosting.
He's like, yeah, you're right, actually. It does take care of all that. It's really necessary.
And in reality, I don't think having both is bad. I just think the BKB is more priority to pick up. If you have BKB, then you blow that on the Skywrath Silence. Once you get Overgrowth, which goes through BKB, then you Manta.
Skywrath Mage is going to be locked down, acting with another strike, so good pick up on him. They did lose Venomancer to start this off, but now Loda, he's in the front lines, he's feeling pretty full of Noya. The Shrine is not ready to use, but he's still trying to run away. However, Batrider will be picked off in the end. Over here, Ace is going to be able to get the pick on a Clockwork, but he runs right into an Overgrowth, again the trap. But he's just going to go, the bastion! He's trying to TP out EGM. Gets that timing right there, and now Ace. He honestly, I feel like he could have just kept trying to run rather than TP that too, but still might have.
It's so close though. Like that, I mean, the TP noise went off. If he had died right there, his body would have been in base.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, he does die in the long run, and Alliance is really coming on top of yet another fight. And again, this is without the Phantom Assassin also being that farmed. I mean, he has a Desolate, which of course is a lot of damage, but looks like he's going to be building into that Vlad's next. In fact, I think it might.
Well, he's got a BKB on the courier.
Oh yeah, he's got some BKB. Never mind. So.
He's huge.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And I say that as Alchemist is another 9,000 gold on top of him. The split push build is almost done up here on Limp. So this is the point where, yeah, you could get one more item on Limp, or you can start feeding the Ags. And this is where this game just gets virtually unwinnable for C9. They don't have the damage. All of their damage is in like slow sustained increments, which is making it very hard to deal with living armor and with the chemical rage. And it's going to take like a beautiful smoke into Batrider grabbing the Alchemist before chemical rage. That's pretty much their only way to take a team fight potentially.
He alone, Alchemist, has more net worth than Lycan and the OD combined. I mean, that's just insane. Especially only at 26 minutes into the game, but Lymph is just so far ahead here. Level 21 on top of that, the Octarine Core just around the corner. And it kind of goes back to the idea, and I agree with you, the idea of getting both, even the Manta and the BKB, it potentially could be strong, but more defensive items, and top lane Spirit Breaker gets picked up meanwhile. I believe somebody else was also up there and they're pointing out, but running down hero, so it goes back to the lack of outright damage here on this Radiant side is the ultimate point. Lycan's trying to help with that with a Shadow Blade at least, and possible Silver Edge here. Fully clicked, but there's a Shadow Blade at least. A little more enhanced damage. But yeah, they're going to need to catch the Alchemist some way, somehow. Is kind of the key one, as you pointed out.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, if Alliance just stays this 5, I think they're in good shape just to close this game out very systemically. They don't need to do anything crazy. Just play straightforward ABC Dota. You know you're so far ahead at this point.
Tower has fallen.
Lamp, the double damage rune is going to be wearing off right here, but got plenty of push out of it. Meanwhile, his teammates are looking for a gank, and unless Veno turns around, he's going to be that victim. I was hoping to see like a one-shot there, honestly.
Yeah, not quite the damage to get there, but we'll see soon. If he was 18, could have been.
Veno falling victim again. Again, that force staff has been nice, but
maybe not caught too.
OD is going to get caught as well as he tried to TP away. He does have that imprisonment, but it's already so much damage. He's just going to simply delay right here. Just declare. He wasted as a result, but they get the kill.
Yeah. And now that the game has gone to this situation, I think first Ag should go to Clock, 100%. You're just taking constant team fights, and you're ready to push high ground. You swept all the tier 2s, so the Ag's on tree, while still being useful, he can farm jungle with it. It's less useful now, because you're not taking fights outside of the base as often.
Yeah, no, I agree there. The vision control isn't necessarily much more even game or even behind than, yeah, definitely the tree, but the way you're playing so aggressive, Clockwork seems like it makes the most sense. Hook shot value. Over and over and over again. Now he's building a Eul's as well on top of the 4 staff that he has. So, yeah, I want to talk about the Venomancer. I mean, Veno honestly hasn't been doing horrendous, I feel like. He had an earlier 4 staff. He has the Medallion here right now. So, I mean, in this game, I don't think that necessarily was the worst thing again here, but
it just hasn't done anything, but the same could be said for most of C9's lineup. When you're going to jungle this Veno out, you're looking to get him to 1 item really quickly, which it was in that Medallion. That did come online pretty fast, but when you're behind on tempo, Veno just feels bad. Like, Veno feels bad, Lycan feels bad, and they just didn't really draft themselves a backup or a recovery here at all.
Got that BKB almost finished for Baby Knight here. Again, this is more of a defensive tool, if anything, to just get rid of that silence or the overgrowth as mentioned, but that's the other thing, yeah, you bait up the you have to use for the overgrowth and all of a sudden the silence comes after, and I guess that wouldn't work, but more so the other way around. He's silenced, you bait out the BKB, then he can still get overgrowth hit after he BKB, so that's something he's going to have to be careful about still. That's why he could possibly still call that Manta as you're getting at.
Yeah. And with a cool Manta, you can actually get yourself out of cogs if you get lucky enough. You can just strength the Alch stun if you're invulnerable when it hits you. I mean, there's so many uses for Manta in this game. I love the idea. It just needed to be after BKB, which he did realize. They're doing it now. It's just a question of are they kind of too far behind. I will say Limp's being greedy. He finished a butterfly before he fed an Ags off, so now technically 6 slotted. We'll have to see if he's super greedy and sells the armlet too for like AC or Shivas. That'll be the next question.
I think AC here is probably a nice item to have for the team as well as himself even, so definitely wouldn't be surprised by that, but yeah, he's being the greedy, but it is Alchemist after all. That's fine. It's not like that Axe on Clockwork is really gonna be the game-winning item necessarily.
Oh, for sure.
That BKB may be coming into play here soon.
They do see Roche is up now, though.
Yeah.
Both teams do know this, so it's going to be a game of chicken around the Roche pit.
Good scouting out. The dire scan also spotted the OD there. Limp, he'll go right into the Roton pit, and that's going to happen pretty quickly. Understandably, Cloud9 just decides to give it up, tries to get a little bit of farm elsewhere. Benno,
Look at the warding from Alliance. They are so deep with. They have this nice arc of wards just showing. Anytime C9 leaves base, they know what direction they went. They know to what extent they're out. And I mean, even just the images from Alk have been scouting their own woods. So they're keeping tabs on all 5 of these C9 heroes. And really just great information, great wording.
That is kind of a power of Lycan, to be fair, though, too, at the same time, because again, those wolves, they're kind of that mobile ward in a sense. I'm sure he's been doing that. I haven't necessarily been noticing, but definitely something they expect these tough tier Lycan players to be doing.
Yeah.
Ability to use right now.
I mean, he's just so scared right now because he knows he's being seen by Alliance everywhere he goes. The Shadow Blade helps, but you just have to feel petrified.
It helped right there. That's Silver Edge in that case, but Limp was trying to find him. Almost had to stun off, but
Ag's queued up on Limp here. Let's go. This is where you just give it to Skyrath, right? Give the big middle finger to the casters.
Oh yeah.
Skyrath Eggs is really dirty. No, I
He
don't
doesn't
believe
have
so.
one, right?
No. Skyrath is really fun though. It double casts every skill he has. It casts a second copy on any nearby enemy. It's filthy.
I mean, double silent. Like that's not like it's not bad. It's definitely an axe eventually that will be
Double ult to Overgrowth.
Yeah.
Like that's where it gets really insane. I've seen, like, we had it one time where Eagle was playing on Freedom in a Faceless Void chronoed and caught like 4, and Eagle had like 3 or 4 Mystic players in the chrono at one time. It was just disgusting. There was so much damage.
See what he eventually does. Decides right there. He has enough for it, but of course buyback is perhaps a little bit of a concern too, and they are pushing the base after.
I don't think anything is a concern. They're ready. They're good.
Yes, they got the lasso on a PA, but we've seen this many times before, and it works out just fine for Alliance. So he just pops the BKB. He just takes out Venom Mantis. He'll take me with me. If anything, he gets the kill, buyback immediately. Meanwhile, rooting back on a Lycan. Now he's trying to run again. He doesn't have a BKB himself, so this Kite, I mean, he's basically done no damage in this fight. I guess he did kill Skyrath mate, but he's just simply limping away this whole time. Speaking of Limp, he's running after several heroes. Venom, that's a tieback for him. The A just popped onto Loda, and now Limp will focus on the objective.
Radiant structures
Taking
are
out the racks
fortified.
right here, so the fortification, unfortunately a little bit just late, but the racks was falling anyways.
Radiant's
Alright, so our first level 25 talent comes online with the Alchemy. I think for the light deal instead of the minus armor when they had this PA. I'm a little bit surprised to see this, mostly because I wanted more one shots from PA. But in the end, again,
safer route.
the play for me kind of build.
Like player.
Oh, win.
Dirty.
All right. So the first guy is being done. He's flying the courier out to grab the point booster. That will complete the first guys. Oh yeah, he's basically at 2 of them. He should buy a second point booster right now. Shop, so he doesn't have to put it
Dire's
back
bottom
there.
tower is under attack.
Oh, here we go. Round number 2, at least at the base here. But up in a second. That's ultimate just yet, though. Noyo's like, I gotta try something. He calls beeline for the treatment in the background. Skyrath was picked off again by Lycan, so kind of accomplishing his objective there. But now Noya.
Simon's been the sacrificial lamb all game. Hansu just keeps dying over and over. It doesn't matter, but it's just like Lycan makes it his goal every fight. I'm gonna press R and I'm gonna run at you until you die. Then I'm gonna run away.
There's that axe, by the way, or if you use this one, hook shot right there. Another one in a couple of seconds now. I'll deliver it to Emirai. He's being run down by the illusions of Alchemist. Almost dies from that alone. Live though, but that's another set of racks, and Alliance again continues to be like, alright, we lost our Skyrath, who cares? Fall back. Take objectives even more.
Alright, so looking forward here at this point, Hestigio didn't necessarily play badly, but I feel like he needs to be on something more of a playmaker. He needs to be on something with some scaling potential that can still make plays like a Magnus, an LC, you know, something more in that kind of vein. He's a very big impact player for them, and in reality, like, Baby Knight's been the linchpin of this team, right? That's the guy that if he goes off, you know they're good, and that's usually on the form of something like a sniper is the most notable one that I've seen. I think they just need to retool the draft and play more to their strengths as players versus these drafts. Like, this draft just feels odd. And while I'm fine with odd drafts, they ran Omni Knight middle and crushed with it before. It just doesn't seem to line up with how they usually play.
Well, you know, even going further with that, now I'm trying to back up the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if Magnus himself was banned, but still the hero, the idea stands in that. That's good, kind of goes back to Lycan, where if you're going to pick up Lycan and try to benefit from the Howl, you want to get a hero that's going to benefit from the right clicks, especially as another core. And
yeah.
Obviously that Fat Rider doesn't really do that, where something like a Magnus definitely would have. Or probably even like an Abaddon, as we've seen before. Noya gets picked off elsewhere. I'm watching Hesiodel Rotten trying to survive. He will manage to TP out against the Alchemist, but again, it's just complete chaos for Cloud9. They're just simply trying to play the let's just stay alive as long as possible game, and OD, that's not going to be a... Oh, okay, maybe it will. Fight forward, he'll be fine. Just in that moment. Alliance, they're kind of resetting right here. There's a double damage bottom rune, but nobody sees it, so...
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Finish the
attack.
job, though. But yeah, it goes back to the draft. It's even another kind of concern with it, looking the after effect of it. But perhaps a last stand here for Cloud9. Really wants to kill on Jonas the Fan, but he almost kills himself because of the blade mail, and Jonas the Fan will finish the job.
And found it once.
Just the buyback. Oh boy. There's a root now coming out of Lycan. He thought he had another feline kill. Unfortunately, this time he does not. And he is staying dead for 70 seconds. So I think Alliance, this is the beginning of the end.
Oh,
Radiant's bottom
that was amazing. That forced Cog shot too, after the hook shot was already missed. Pretty.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, no, there's no traction here. It just is done. You go to game 2.
You were a sacred target.
Knock it over. I'm sure they have been, but yeah, the draft is definitely, as this game, as I said, developed. Yeah, you kind of be more and more aware of that. Yeah, there were some flaws.
And that's okay. It's a best of 3. It's not a best of 1. Now you just got to go back in, reevaluate, think about more so what picks are premium to you. The issue I saw here is you can't open with something like a Veno in this meta. There's so many power picks that have to go first phase. Like, you just can't do that. Right now you gave up a tree and a clock to do that, and you got to kind of stick to... Well, you don't have to stick strictly with the meta. You've got to grab 1 or 2 of those must bans. Anyway, let's get ready and go into game 2.